Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, there lived a kind king and a gentle queen who were blessed with 12 handsome sons. Each prince was strong, brave, and kind-hearted, and they brought great joy to the kingdom. However, despite their happiness, the king and queen longed for a daughter. One day, their wish was granted, and a beautiful baby girl named Elisa was born. Her birth was celebrated throughout the kingdom, and the family's joy seemed complete. As the years passed, Elisa grew into a lovely and spirited young princess, adored by her parents and brothers. But the kingdom's happiness was short-lived. An evil queen, envious of the royal family's happiness and harmony, cast a dark spell upon the 12 princes. In an instant, they were transformed into swans and doomed to fly away from the kingdom, leaving their parents and sister in despair. Elisa was heartbroken when she discovered what had happened to her brothers. Despite her grief, she resolved to save them. She set out on a perilous journey into the enchanted forest, determined to find a way to break the curse. The forest was dense and filled with wild beasts and treacherous paths, but Elisa's love for her brothers gave her the strength to press on. After many days of wandering, Elisa stumbled upon a small, quaint cottage deep in the forest. An old woman with kind eyes and a warm smile welcomed her inside. The old woman, who possessed great wisdom and knowledge of magic, listened to Elisa's story with empathy. She revealed that the only way to break the curse was to weave 12 shirts from stinging nettles and remain silent for 6 years. Not a word could pass her lips, or the spell would never be broken. Elisa accepted the challenge without hesitation, despite knowing how difficult it would be. She began gathering stinging nettles from the forest, her hands burning and bleeding from the sharp plants. Each day she collected more nettles and, by night, she wove the painful fibres into shirts. Her hands were soon covered in blisters and cuts, but her resolve never wavered. One day, while Elisa was hard at work, a king from a neighbouring kingdom stumbled upon her while hunting in the forest. Struck by her beauty and the strength of her character, he took her to his castle. Although she couldn't speak to explain her mission, the king admired her dedication and allowed her to continue her work in secret. Elisa became queen, and though she was beloved by the king and respected by his people, her silence and secretive behaviour began to raise suspicions. Whispers of witchcraft spread through the court, but Elisa remained steadfast, focused on her task. She endured the pain and solitude, knowing that her brothers' lives depended on her. Years passed, and just as Elisa was about to complete the last shirt, her silence and mysterious actions led to her being accused of witchcraft. She was imprisoned and sentenced to death. Even in the dungeon, Elisa continued to weave the final shirt, determined to save her brothers. On the day of her execution, as she was led to the stake, Elisa held the final shirt in her hands. Her heart pounded with fear and hope as she saw her brothers, still in their swan form, circling above. With her last ounce of strength, she threw the shirts over the swans. In an instant, the spell was broken and the swans transformed back into princes. The kingdom was awestruck by the miraculous transformation. Elisa's silence ended, and she could finally explain her actions. Her brothers embraced her, tears of joy streaming down their faces. The kingdom rejoiced as the truth was revealed, and Elisa was honoured for her bravery and unwavering love. The evil queen was brought to justice, and peace returned to the land. Elisa and her brothers, now free from the curse, continued to protect and guide the kingdom. Their bond grew even stronger through their trials, and they lived happily ever after. The tale of Elisa and her 12 brothers became legend, a story of love, sacrifice, and the unbreakable bond of family that would be told for generations to come.